Here.
Okay,
Let's
y'all.
start over.
Okay, I'm not starting over. Okay, y'all know I'm gonna give you the top. I swear, I have been having technical difficulties for the last couple of weeks. For some reason, when I went over to TikTok to try to do a live, my stuff has been jacked over here ever since. So forgive me. I'm using the kids' computer, and when they use the computer, they do all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get mine fixed next week. I can't take this anymore. Anywho, what I was saying is, hey, Lone, how are you? As I was saying is, welcome to Flavor House Network's Love Rhythm Recipe. I am Casey. I am your host. I am your master cook. I am your navigator through this thing we call food and love. And tonight, as I was saying, woo baby, we're going to be doing a chicken linguine. And yeah, we do a lot of chicken here, but let's face it, chicken is universal, number one, and it's sure as heck a whole lot cheaper than, don't get me on my $17.99 a pound steak rant. Anyhow, and plus it's just really good. However, it's going to be a blast. You're going to really like it. It can be fancy. It can be for a weeknight dinner, whatever. Our topic tonight is jealousy real love, or is it just real insecure? So, y'all let that marinate around your head a little bit while I do this. I am going to take a sip of whatever this is my mixologist has come up with. Yeah. To pair with our meal tonight. So I'm going to taste it, y'all. Okay, wait for it. Okay, let's see. Drum roll, please. It's very tasty. It sure is. I can't tell. It's lightly fruited. It is very light, just a little fizz, kind of making you reminiscent of, what did you say, a little Chardonnay?
It's kind of like a rosé Chardonnay.
A rosé Chardonnay, our mixologist style. So tell us a little bit about this drink, okay?
So this rosé Chardonnay mocktail that I came up with is Welch's white grape juice with some simple syrup. Also, I used a bit of the black cherry seltzer water, and I also added raspberries for that nice, like reddish color.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard our mixologist, but we have our Welch's sparkling grape juice. We have raspberries, real raspberries that I guess you mixed, grind. Did you grind them up and put them in?
Yes, I used the muddler.
Okay, yeah, he smushed them up. I don't know that technical stuff he does, but he smushed them up so you can't see them. To make it rosé like, he had a little bit of lemon, he had some black cherry salsa water, some simple syrup, and of course, did I get everything? I did the Welch's. I did the Welch's, yeah. Anywho, and me, the taste tester that says, make this, it's good. And it's going to go really good with our meal. So what I want to do now, I want to show you the ingredients, and they may grow because, hey, we create. Food cooking is an art, and we create just like an artist and a canvas. That's what we do. Okay, so I said, like, how's everybody? Okay, can you not hear me again?
You've been talking on me. I just, but I see
the. Okay, it's moving, and let's see. Hello?
Okay, let's take it off and put it back on. It's not showing that now. Hello?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sound is fine. Sound is fine. Maybe that was the old one. Or maybe that was the old message.
No. Okay, sounds fine. Okay. I don't know what you heard and what you didn't hear. Anywho, I'm going to give you the ingredients, okay, here. Like I said, I am telling you, there is some type of mojo going on here that's trying to keep me from being great. I refuse to fall into that trap. All right, so let's see what we got here. We have, and I'm going to take this out of the plastic so you guys can get a real good look. Okay, so I got several things going on. So of course, you know, I'm the mushroom queen. Let me bring this closer so you can see.
You want me to, I was about to say, you want me to tilt it?
Yeah, tilt it a little. We're going to tilt it a little so you can really get a good view. Okay, that's enough. Okay, that's way too much.
Too much? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so if you see these little things here, we have some portobello mushrooms, really important. We have some white onion. We have just a teeny tiny bit of red pepper because I had some left over and I wasn't going to do it at first, but I'm doing it because I like red pepper. Okay, we have some fresh chives that are cut up. So we have about a cup of the chives. This is probably a tablespoon of the red pepper. I have a quarter of medium onion, and this is how many mushrooms?
That's about 7 mushrooms.
This is 7 mushrooms sliced nicely. Okay, so that's what we have there. We're going to put this back.
I'll do that in a second.
Okay, now what else do we have? And let me just bring that back up. Okay, so now we have chicken. So this is about 2.5 pounds of chicken breast, and I have it sliced, and I will try to pull up the slice because I do not want to touch it. Okay, so if you can see, this is how we sliced it. So we kind of sliced it oblong. So you're going to go across the chicken breast. You could cube it up if you want, or cut it out if you want to. But I like it looking like this because it's just visually pleasing. So I have about 2.5 pounds of chicken breast. Very reasonably priced. So that was good. What we do with this also, okay, in order to ensure that this is moist, I do a dry brine with some Adolph's meat tenderizer, and I put it on here, and it ensures that my chicken breasts are never dry. Just a little tip. Then, of course, I'm a bacon lover, and so I wanted to put some of this applewood bacon. So we did, it's a thick one. So we did 3 strips, and it's about, do we have any of the bacon we can show them? You know, okay, because I want to show you. We did 3 strips, and what we did, we stacked them on top of each other, and we cut them so they kind of cubed up like this. Okay, so this is, and you can get any kind of bacon if you want to use bacon. You can use turkey bacon, beef bacon, or no bacon. But this is like almost like a slab bacon. It's thick, okay? And it's very, very flavorful. So we have, like I said, 3 strips of the bacon cubed up. I have some smoky paprika, which I'm going to be using because I want to get a little sear on this chicken. And I have my little trusty shaker of some Sazon because, hey, I just dig the flavor. Some things you can use, some things you don't have to. I have my dried celery flakes because I love the flavor. And, of course, I have my Casey's Blessing, which is not on the market as of yet. Hey, red tape will do you all day long. However, you can use whatever all-purpose seasoning you have available to you. This here has no sodium, so I can go ham with it. So you find whatever you normally use for now until I can get this to you. And trust me, once you get this, I'm just saying, you probably will use some of the other things too, but you're going to use this a lot because I use it on everything. Okay, I have some cayenne pepper. I was going to use some red pepper flakes, but I find that the heat distribution, it's not as good as the cayenne pepper, at least for me, because it gets really hot in one place and then you don't have anything. It's in the flakes. You have to really put a lot to get it all over everything. Okay, and I have a little onion powder just because I like to enhance that flavor of the onion. I have some black pepper. I have some cream of chicken with herbs. This stuff is really, really good. It really helps for the base because I'm going to be making a cream sauce. So this will be part of it. Of course, I have a little bit of olive oil to do my searing, and you can use whatever oil you have handy. It's just, I have this and I'm using it. Okay. I have some finely shredded Parmesan cheese, which will go part of my sauce. I have my herbettes. So I know if you look at the label on here, it says, oh, well, we have it upside down now. Okay. So anyway, the one in the middle that says cilantro is really basil because they mislabeled the container. So yeah, that's what it is. So I have parsley, I have basil, and I have some Italian herbs. These particular herbs are fresh. They say that they have some type of a preserving method to keep them good for 4 weeks, I'll never know because my stuff never lasts that long. But I will tell you, they're very fresh, very potent, and fragrant and delicious. So I do have these and I will be using them. I have some heavy whipping cream here. And I have also, if you can get me the we're going to be using chicken broth. So this is some seasoned chicken broth. I made a beautiful chicken salad this morning, and I cooked the chicken in broth, and it's so seasoned. We said, hey, we might as well save this and use it. So you can have your own chicken broth, have it in the freezer, from whenever, and use it. But if you don't, then we have some low sodium chicken broth that we're going to be using in our dish tonight. And I got my salt here just in case. I always have it sitting by the wayside, even though I really don't use it. I really don't use it. And of course, she reminded me, butter makes all things better. Got to stick at this butter, which we have to use. So let's get that over there. I'm going to get my chicken seasoned up, okay? And then we can have a little talk. Let me get a little sip here, and you guys take a little sip. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday, really, for real. And I hope it goes slow so Monday doesn't come fast. Delicious. Did you say that Deb Huckabee? Oh, hi, Deb. I did. Listen, as you can see, I got the glasses that match on. I got to put the ones on I can see. And then I can see who's up in here. All right. So I'm going to change my glasses so I can see, live in the reality of the seeing people.
Oh, okay. So
okay, and I need to clean them.
Before was that Loan's headset wasn't working.
Okay. It wasn't us, because I'm going to tell you, okay, I've had so many technical issues the last couple of weeks. It's just, it gets discouraging, but hey, we forge on. Yes, we do.
Forward. Loan said one pot pasta is my go-to as well. I like to call it Eater Star.
You are so funny. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. I told you guys last week, I think. I'm at the point now where I'm just going to draw a pretty picture and I'm going to stick it up here and say, hey, y'all lick it. That's the meal. Because I swear stuff is like off the Richter scale expensive. It just is getting more and more that way. It just really is. So.
And then she also said Julia Childs would be proud.
Okay.
I guess your one pot meal.
Oh, my one pot meal? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, but honey, let me say, Julia Childs.
Oh, yeah, Auntie Pam's in. And
hey! Yeah, I did. I think I can see everybody now. I can see clearly now.
That's before we found out.
You say hello.
Oh, hello. Okay, I'm going to say hello to everybody again. Hello, Jason. Hello, Vovo Love. Hello, Deb Huckabee. Hello, my sister. Hello, Lone. And you heard me. You hear me now, Cusha. Can you hear me now? Can you? Sound like that commercial. Anyway, I'm going to get this chicken seasoned and get the chicken on. And then, like I said, have you guys been thinking about what I said about this topic? So, I don't know. And the reason why I picked this topic is because I was thinking to myself, does every relationship have some sort of jealousy attached to it, or a partner that gets jealous, or what? I've never experienced all that. I truly, and I am not fibbing to you. Okay. Jealous. I done had a lot of emotions. This ain't one of them. It just isn't. But some people are justified for feeling the way they feel, and what is it really about? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. It's just not about, who's looking at your boo. Okay. Because, hey, look all you want. As long as you put your hands on there, we good. Hey, do you, like I said, your eyes, your head, as long as my boo is not reacting to you, I'm not tripping. And I think it has a lot for me. I have a very high self-esteem. So I'm like this, honey, you know what you got. If you want to trip on over to the other side, you better keep on tripping. Okay, let me roll that back in. Okay, so that is why I don't think about that, but sometimes intuition dictates that know.
And that, what Lone said. She said Julia Child would be proud of the butter.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Butter.
No, I was about to say about her because she made a roasted chicken in one show I made. And yes, she slathered that butter up one side. I tell you. Hey, a woman after my own heart. Yes. Butter makes all things better.
All things better.
Yes.
And also, she responded to the jealousy comment. She said, jealousy, don't know her. If he looks elsewhere, then he was never mine to begin with.
Exactly. I don't have the time or the inclination to be running behind somebody trying to figure out what you doing, who you talking to, what. But like I said, in certain instances, like I say, everything is different for everybody. And sometimes it's your insecurity wearing a disguise. But sometimes, you get the spidey senses going on because it may be some things going on, and you may get the sense that something's happening that hasn't quite happened or whatever. But that's where communication comes in. Anyway, let me get over here and season this chicken, and then we'll talk deeper about this. I want your opinion because, like I said, this is not a emotion that, like I said, I've had a whole lot of emotions. Okay, but that there one here, that kind of eludes me. So, hey, y'all can tell me something good or different. All right, y'all. So we're gonna move our computer and we're gonna get our table and we're gonna go over here so you can get a bird's eye view. And let me just get this stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna slowly turn, step by step. Inch by inch. Okay, so there you go. I'm gonna put it here, and maybe I will season my. Nah, I'll do it on the counter. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, get our computer over here so everyone can see.
Okay. You need 2 boxes or 1?
Of what?
The stove.
I always need 2.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of foil on my counter because it keeps my counter clean. So I'm going to do that. And let me just get this over here. And while beautiful assistant is moving my camera, okay. Also, I'm going to get my bacon started. So let me just spray my pan a little. And as I was saying, I was talking about when I made the sandwiches earlier last week. I made some delicious bacon grilled cheese sandwiches, hyped them up and stuff. But when you do your bacon, and it doesn't matter with this because it's not, I don't care about the ends turning up and stuff like that because I have it chopped up. But usually when I do my bacon, I will put my bacon in the skillet and it will be cold because it keeps the ends from turning up. So, but for this, I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to put this on a high heat and put it on a 9 so it can start heating up. I want to get my bacon to sizzling in here. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone pretty much, or unalive 2 birds with 1 stone. Let me get my life. Okay, so and just bring you just a little closer.
So Lone also said a couple more things. That jealousy sometimes creeps in when the time is not divided equally.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been about the wandering eye.
Exactly. Like I said, there are a lot of things that can cause someone to feel jealousy, or and like I said, a lot of times, like they say, the jealousy is directly connected to some feeling of insecurity, whether it is real or it's just within you, or whatever, and then there's just some people that are just jealous and possessive, and they just, hey, they don't play well in the sandbox with other folks, so this is hot enough. So let me turn this down.
One more comment. She said, Casey would have screamed, I got 10 pounds of bacon for $15 as it was coming up to date.
Oh my goodness.
Or sell by date.
Uh-huh.
Still, that was great.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, see, people have issues with the sell by date, but see, sell by date does not mean it's bad. Sell by date, the stores have a certain dynamic that they have to adhere to, but it is still good. And she got 10 pounds of bacon. Well, I don't think she's going to cook 10 pounds of bacon at one time. However, she can freeze that sucker. And that stops any of the deterioration process. It's fine. Okay, so she's right because I think like, and it depends on. I don't know if it's a FDA thing, or I do know for a fact that you'll see those little labels, and she's right. It's much cheaper that way. So we have to really shop smart these days. We do. Let me take this jewelry off. You can pass me a couple of those gloves.
Yep. And that's my mother used to say, sell by date, that's just a suggestion.
Yeah, it is. And no, seriously. And like I said, you know what? I think I'm going to, in my daytime show, thank you for giving me that idea. I'm going to talk about sell by dates, okay? And let people know because, hey, we got to do whatever we can at this point to save a buck. So good job, Lone. Good job. Hey. Okay, so I'm just kind of flattening this bacon out so I can spread it in the pan. And I want this
freezer bacon, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Freezer bacon. Okay, so I'm putting it in here, y'all, and I'm going to let it brown. I just want to flatten it out in my pan. Get off of there, little piggy. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put a top on here so we can do a little thing and cook. I'm going to bring it down to about a 6. Okay, so that's medium on my stove, and it'll be medium on yours. Okay, let me kind of push this back to give myself some more moving space. I'm going to get these gloves on because I don't want to get this chicken underneath my nails. I don't feel like sitting here scrubbing for 10 minutes. I really don't. So, yeah. Okay, you said they even have a pizza place too. Okay, you watched a documentary on how they plan to cook. Oh, I got to go all the way back up. You said a lot of stuff, Long. Okay, so, it really is. They eat expired food at the research station in Antarctica. Okay. There's no such thing as I know, because it's so cold there, Lone, until it probably stops the spoiling process just as soon as you open up the package. I know, right? Okay, and then she said that she watched a documentary on how they plan and cook out there. So she says that they even have a pizza place too in Antarctica. Okay, cool. All right, so let me take this 2.5 pounds of chicken that has been beautifully sliced. Let me get it out here on my little foil. Okay, my foil is moving all around.
Corey said that's where all the frozen pizzas come from.
That's where all the Okay, see, Lone, what you are doing, you're igniting the corny in them. That's where all the frozen pizzas come from. Sometimes I'm glad you can't hear them. I tell you, sometimes I'm glad you can't hear them. I'm telling you. Okay.
I apologize for my silliness.
Okay, so I'm gonna spread my chicken out so I can put a little seasoning on it. Okay. And I'm such a nut bucket because I didn't even have to do this. I really could have did my bag method. I should have did my bag method. And you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do my bag method because, see, that'll make less mess. That'll make less mess for me instead of me putting it in here. So let me get the stuff back in a bag. If you can give me another bag, that'll be good. Okay. And I'm going to get this meat back in the bag. And then I'm going to show you my quick bag method of seasoning. It is very thorough. Okay, and it doesn't mess up your counter. Okay, so
you're going right where I need to go. Sorry.
All right, so I'm gonna roll this up. I'll get ready. You have to open it up. My hands have chicken on it. My gloves have chicken on it. Okay, so let me get that back in the bag. You go. This stuff's so sticky. Okay, got that back in the bag. Wait a minute, I got a piece. I got a lone wanderer loan that didn't want to come off the foil. Okay, so let me throw this away. Can you stir that bacon for me?
I can, and also there's a few more comments coming in. Many years ago, you used to be able to give leftovers to the DV shelter, but someone got sick and it was blamed on the food. Now they want cash to buy the food.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same thing with the restaurants. you know, in the evening, like McDonald's and stuff like that, and these restaurants, Panera Bread and stuff, they have stuff left over. Now, they have to literally, and I remember back in the day when I was in New York, they would have to put the stuff out like in the dumpster. And then people could come and get it if they not in it, but near it, they couldn't hand it out, which was the dumbest thing ever. People are hungry. But, you know, like I said, in this world, people are sue crazy. So that's what happens. You know, people sue for a hot cup of coffee. Listen, you are making me be bad. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my seasonings in so y'all can look. Okay, she has more. And there's more. Hey, my husband, that's who that is. Now you saying what?
It says, in some cities, they have apps to grab either free or discounted expired food. You can get some great stuff like sushi made that day too. Ooh, that's iffy. Though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's made the same day, I don't think if it's fresh and it's made the same day and they've kept it cold.
It depends on if it's raw. If it's
raw, if it's raw, if it's cooked. Yeah, true.
And then okay. Hot like now.
Now I'm putting some Casey's Blessing, and like I said, I'm gonna make it rain all over here. I put as much as I want to. When you're doing your seasoning, you know the ingredients in your seasoning, so therefore you may not want to go this hard. But this is what I do because there's no sodium in this at all. This is all just good old herbs and spices. Okay. So I'm going to go with my Sazon, and my Sazon has no salt too. You can get a lot of seasonings that have low or no sodium. So I'm going to do a half a teaspoonful, but I'm sprinkling it because it's easier, you know, for me. So I put it inside this little container, and let me bend that down. So I'm putting this, and this is what I call my easy seasoning method, and you'll see why. Okay. I am going to take, now, I won't do the cayenne pepper like that because I don't want to do too much. So I'm going to do some black pepper, and that's going to be a half of teaspoonful of black pepper on there. I'm going to do some onion powder, okay? Just because I just want to step that up. And you know what is not out here? Our garlic, minced garlic, which I like to do, okay? But that's fine because that's going to go with the fresh vegetables when I do it, when I cook them up. So don't worry, but I just wanted to let you guys know I didn't forget the garlic. And I'm going to take this paprika. Now you have regular paprika, you have smoked paprika, you have all different types of paprika. And this smoked paprika gives a nice flavor. So I'm going to put a whole tablespoonful of the smoked paprika because not only it will it pop up the flavor, it gets the smoky flavor, but I need this to brown a little.
We got another comment.
Okay.
Mom said, I worked in a deli and our manager used to hand us food over the trash can. That doesn't sound good.
Why?
No, it doesn't.
Why?
Because they were probably not being mindful.
Hand you, the food to serve the public?
Yeah.
And listen, nothing surprises me. So if you see I have all this seasoning here, so what I do in the bag, I start massaging my chicken. So I can get it all evenly distributed all over the chicken. And I just keep massaging it. It gets a nice little massage after working out so hard. You know, the chicken needs to go to the gym. So this is what I do. So let me get this all covered. And it keeps it off my hands. I don't have to wash my hands. I don't have to clean up my counter. Okay, you know, she said no. The stuff they were supposed to. Okay, all right. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, if our hand happened to be over the trash can, not his problem. He threw it. Okay. All right. I got you. Okay, I got you. See, and this is why I home cook. Okay, she said there's a guy in the UK who does fancy dinners with rescued food. Okay, some posh shops throw out cabbage because of the tiny blemish. Zero wrong with the food. Okay, because I guess at the end of the day, when you cook it up, you can't see it.
Yeah, you know what? They actually have like this like store. I'm not sure if it's online or not, but I think it's called like Misfits or something like that. And so they take like the weird shaped vegetables that
are not visually pleasing. Yeah.
Right. And they give those to you. They're fresh, but they just don't look pretty on the shelf.
Or I'm gonna tell you like this. I've read that, places like Kentucky Fried, and I know it gotta be true. Because every time I've ever gotten a chicken wing from them, it's always bruised or broken. If they can buy a bruised or broken, it's cheaper. Yeah. I'm not too fond of bruised or broken wings. I was like, no.
Does it make a difference?
Into my mind, yeah. Okay. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but in my mind, all I can think about is the poor trauma chicken. Okay. But no, it doesn't really. Okay. Just tossing that in the garbage, y'all.
Aw. She said food waste makes me cry. I understand. Because like so many people out here don't have any food.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna put our top back on it because this is not brown yet, so it can continue to brown.
I was trying to separate
and cook.
They're pretty separated.
I know it smells good though.
Love
the way that smells. So I'm gonna get over here. I'm gonna turn this skillet on and heat it up. And I'm gonna start on high and wipe this little speckles of the bacon grease that kind of wanted to jump out the pan and mess up my stove, my cooktop here. Okay, so I'm gonna heat that up. I'm gonna get the olive oil, I left the olive oil over there. Go figure. Okay. And I'm gonna let this heat up, and then I'm gonna hit the olive oil, I'm gonna put the olive oil in there after it heats. Because olive oil does not have a high heat tolerance and it'll burn quickly. And that's not what I want. No, this is the little sizzle.
Yeah.
Because you sprayed my pan, so it's like sizzling. It's not really cooking fast. Okay. So it's almost where I need it to be for the heat. So now I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in here. And so that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. And see, I knew it was ready because it's starting to smoke. Now, see.
One more comment. Okay, so has Miss Can you hear me?
Y'all can hear. I'm just taking it down because it's getting frisky with me. Okay, and I don't want that to happen. I gotta put my chicken in there. I'm listening, so tell me what you're saying.
So has Miss Casey ever experienced jealousy? Tell the truth, spill the tea.
No, I told you, I'm dead. Listen, you know me, okay? I'm telling you the truth. The tea, not the other truth, like my grandson says. I really, not in my entire existence of life, even forget a relationship. I'm not built like that. I'm always happy for people when they have something good happen to them. I don't have the energy to worry about that kind of stuff. I just really don't. I'll be totally honest. And that's not a fib. That's why I wanted to do this topic, because it's like, okay, I want to understand the perspective of other people. That's not my story. Okay, it really isn't. And I have never felt that in my relationship with my husband. I've never felt jealous. I just don't. I remember I used to work in Washington, D.C., and so I would have to take a commuter train. And my husband worked in Washington too, but he would get on the train before I would. So my husband is very, very, very social outside, chat about little chatty patty. Me, on the other hand, listen, when I'm getting on that train and it takes a whole hour or hour and a half to get home, you know what I want to do? Get in the corner, pull my blankie out, and go to sleep. I don't want to have a conversation because I talk to people all day long. So I didn't want to do that. So we would usually meet up because, from the commuter train, you would then drive the rest of the way home because they had these parking rides where you park your car and then you get on the commuter train. Well, anyway, so like I said, my husband is very social. So all the years he's riding these trains or whatever, and he's made all of these friends. Well, these I call them train friends, train partners, because they sit up because you're on the train for so long and you just kind of talk to each other. Well, for him, a whole bunch of women. Okay, so I think I got on the train last, I kid you not. When I tell you, oh, and they chatting him up one sound down the other. I looked and I kept right on walking and went in the corner and went to sleep. I swear. I didn't miss a beat. You know why? Because I am confident in the relationship that we have. I am confident that he need to know what he got. Okay. And if he wants something else, then that, I'm sorry. I am telling you, I don't feel those feelings. Okay. But I do not negate people feeling it because sometimes people are justified in feeling it.
So can I ask you a question?
Okay, we can't hear you.
Okay. I was going to say, what is your definition of jealousy?
I'm turning it up. One moment.
What do you consider jealousy?
And I'm going to put one moment. I will answer. I just want to put this on. Okay, what do I consider jealousy? What do you mean?
Because I don't know. Sometimes it may not be jealousy. It just may be concern or feeling disrespected, or it may be different things that aren't jealousy, but may look like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I said. You have different things. You have different dynamics. So it could be justified because, you see the person, they texting just a little bit too much and they're not paying that much attention to you. Okay. They get weird when you ask them certain questions, kind of defensive. That can send, like I said, the spidey senses tingling, depending on how secure you are. Like I said, because, like I said, my husband and I have been together so long, I know he's a social butterfly, okay? I don't trip. I just really, truly don't trip. But I can see where you can feel some type of way. Okay, and then you start feeling, all right, he don't talk to me that long anymore. We say 5 words to each other all week. Or who could he possibly be texting? He said he was tired. So, depending on, I will stand to what I'm saying, depending on your level of security and really knowing that person. And hey, if it's that deep, hey, ask them, hey, who are you texting? Let me see. Or if you have that person in your life that they got a code on their phone and they won't let you have it. I don't even have a code on my phone. Okay. I don't care if you go on my purse. I'm not tripping like any of that stuff. Like I said, with my husband, I know pretty much every single security code or password he has because he's pretty simple, with that. So it's like, and he doesn't hide it. So I've not had any reason to feel those feelings. Now, hey, I could be getting fooled, but the point I'm saying, I just don't. But like I said, see, I just was saying, I'm looking at it, saying, checking the phone. So when it can turn toxic. One moment, just let me check meat. Okay, so this meat, I want it to kind of sear. So I have it on a higher and it's doing its thing. So I'm going to flip it over because I want it to get a nice little brownness to it. I don't want to cook it, but I just want to get it nice and seared, get a nice little brown thing going on here. And that's going to make me happy. Okay. But I'm going to tell you like this, it can turn toxic. So, for me, I never felt the need to be looking through my husband's phone and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you look for stuff and you find things you don't want to find. Okay, that's number one. However, when you are the type of person that everything that they do, let me sneak and look in their phone. Hey, I'm gonna go to him in his face and say, hey, if it's that deep, I'm a little concerned. Seems like you're spending too much time on this and not enough on me. Okay, what is in this phone anyway? And then he'll say, I don't know, he'll take it. He'll say that. But if you have someone that's really protesting, well, why you need to know? Why you gotta see my phone? Or, like I said, they hunched over like they little gremlins, looking. Even if they're not doing anything, it can make you feel insecure. Okay, it can make you feel like something is going on. Then you have the situation where you have had the experience of someone doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And so now you have a sense of distrust anyway. So even if they're not doing anything, and that goes back to what I was saying. One time we were talking about if you're going to forgive somebody, if they cheat on you or something like that, just if you choose to stay in the relationship and you really say that you're going to forgive them, you have to really mean it and just let it go. But if you can't let it go, every single time something happens, it's going to be rehashed in your mind. So that level of insecurity has been tickled again because they've done something. So always in the back of your mind, if you truly don't let it go, you're always going to have that feeling that something is going on. Okay, so
just for curiosity's sake, I just went and actually looked up what the term jealousy means.
Okay.
Like by definition, and it said it's a complex emotion that involves a real or perceived threat to an important relationship, often accompanied by feelings of insecurity, suspicion, or resentment. It can manifest as fear of losing someone or something valuable to another person. Jealousy is distinct from envy, which is more about wanting what somebody else has.
Exactly.
While jealousy is about fearing the loss of what you already possess.
Right. So, did you hear that? And envy is something that I don't deal with. But she's right. Envy is something you want something someone has. But jealousy is something that you already have and you're afraid of losing it. Okay, for whatever reason. But I was talking about the toxicity that can exist. Okay, so my bacon has browned. It's nice and brown, if you guys can see. So we want to keep it like that. We're going to keep the bacon over here. Let me wipe. If you can give me my little my little wipey. I'm going to wipe my stove off. Okay, got that all nice and wiped off.
And I mean, it does make sense because, like, the fear of losing something can cause you to have those negative feelings, especially, like, if you've had previous experiences with that in other relationships.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
And
so you have
it
can be your baggage.
But that could be a double-edged sword, though, because now you're taking out your prior, experiences on someone who didn't do anything yet.
Right, and like I said, that's a you thing.
Right.
It can still be a you and them thing if they are a person to give you reason to feel jealous. And some people think that is cute, and I have seen this, and I swear they think it's cute to make their partner feel jealous because it makes them feel like their partner loves them.
Right.
You can love me without being jealous, for real. I'm telling you, you don't have to do that, for real. But when it turns toxic and you're just checking the phones and you're smelling the clothes and doing all kind of craziness, and I've heard some other.
Really enjoying your relationship.
Right, you spending more time playing Expect a Gadget than you are connecting with the person. And maybe if you weren't so toxic, you could have a little cut a little time out to spend with the person instead of so busy spying on them. So you just it really, really makes a difference as to what the situation is. So, like I was saying,
I'm sorry, before you continue. Lone said, excuse me, I don't go looking for trouble. I don't want to know something that might hurt me. If something happens, it will come out when it needs to, and I'll deal with it then. What ifs will hurt your health?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you like this, because I'm going to tell you, if you're dirty, it's going to come. It's going to happen. It's going to come. That's for sure. Like you said, I can't spend my life worrying about things that may occur or things I cannot control. Okay, if it's right there, smack dab in my face, and I can't avoid it. Right. Of course, I'm going to address it. But to go around spending half of my day worrying about this, that, and the third, So they're saying that a little jealousy is natural.
I mean, if you keep it in check.
I know what I'm jealous of. Ooh, I'm jealous of men and weight loss. You know what? That's what I'm jealous of, because you can starve to death and they could not, and they'll lose the first 20 pounds, and you're still like, the scale ain't moving. The scale. So yeah, I'm jealous of that. I'm envious of that. You're right.
Yeah, that's envious.
Yeah, you're right. I'm envious of that. so this meat,
Smells delicious.
look what it looks like though. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn it off for now.
Browned up real nice.
Okay, look how you want your meat to look like this, guys. Okay, and we're gonna move it over to the side.
And one more comment. Rome said, my mother always said, if you can't forget, then don't forgive.
Exactly. Know yourself well enough to understand that if every single time something goes on, you remember when you did this, you remember, so you remember A, B, C, and D. And listen, the only thing I want to remember are the good things. I'm not going to try to dwell on the bad things. And if I really, really can't forgive you, then we need to go our separate ways, because that is too much of a rough life. And I'm trying to live a soft life. I'm just saying. So,
and you're not even really enjoying a relationship anymore because you're so busy waiting for a shoe to drop that may not.
Right. So then you have people like, well, I'm just worried about you. I'm just being protective. Honey, that is some crap. Okay. I'm a grown person. I can protect myself. I don't need a shield. Okay. A certain amount of concern. Yes. Being concerned about someone's welfare, their health, things like that. But I'm going to tell you like this. Okay. When you got that grip on people, like I said, I know people like this. I know people that literally, if they're on the phone with you, and if their partner calls, they gonna hurry up and get off that phone. If their partner walks in the door, they're gonna hurry up. That is cray to me. But there are relationships like that. That is a me. And if it's not, then I'm feeling some type of way. That's toxic. That's something you don't want. And I'm just saying that. Okay. So I'm not losing no sleep over it. Me personally. And if that's what you're experiencing, if it's really that deep, then you need to, like I say, really evaluate your relationship, have some communication. If that person tries to, as they say, gaslight you or avoid your questions, or, oh, you're crazy, this in your mind, you might want to think, thou dost protest too much. Okay. So then I can understand it. I can understand it. You got to ask yourself, okay, am I feeling this way because of something they did, or is it because something hasn't healed? And that's just what Beautiful Assistant was talking about. If you're raw on the inside from a previous relationship or it could be anything, okay, that has you feeling a sense of distrust just in general, then that's something you need to fix. But if it's something that you really, really feel that is a situation brewing or whatever, hey, talk about it. You see the signs. In reality, you really do see the signs, okay? So, I mean, if you don't trust in a relationship, you don't have a whole lot. And that's a big thing. If you don't have trust in a relationship, what do you got? Really?
You really don't have much of a relationship at that point.
Exactly.
If you can't trust your partner, then why are you with them?
Exactly. Okay, so guys, I'm going to have Beautiful Assistant.
Yeah.
I want her to take the meat out of here and move it to the side, because I'm going to start working on the sauce. And then we're going to combine it all together. Y'all feel me? So that's what we're going to do. So while she does that,
can I start by?
Yes, I'm going to get out of her way and let her do that. And I'm going to move this back just a teeny tiny bit. And yeah, it's shake.
Well, so
shake.
Back to the original, what you said about like a healthy amount of jealousy. So you don't believe that that's possible?
Why would you have to have any jealousy if you feel secure about your relationship? What would you have to be jealous about?
Okay, so by definition, the fear or concern of losing something important to you, that is, I mean, you don't feel like that's a natural feeling?
No. If you listen, I don't fear that I'm going to lose your father. I don't. That's not a fear. Maybe I'm not being real. Okay, but if I'm doing what I need to do, or what is needed, that person needs from me, and they're being real and transparent, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
Why would I sit up and be concerned? Ooh, I wonder if he's gonna leave. Ooh, you want me to pack your bags for you? No. I'm just saying that is insecurity. You gotta peel back the onion. A little bit of jealousy. Why do you have to have any negativity in your relationship if you don't want it? You got plenty of things to be negative about. Okay, so Lona's saying, let's change this up a little. So polygamists deal with jealousy. See, you know what? I'm telling you like this. See, you messing with me, Lola. Don't get me on this topic.
Oh boy.
About these sister wives and all the stuff like that.
Before you get deep, do you want the juices to stay in there?
I want the juices. I want that lovely juice to stay there. Okay, so let me take a swig of this non-alcoholic thing here.
But you really hitting on something now.
I'm gonna tell you, I ain't trying to be no sister, no auntie, no grandma wife, none of that. Okay, I don't want to be any of that because I think, just me personally, okay, that is a sense of selfishness. Whether it's a sister wife or a husband, what they call a sister husband, brother husband, or whatever. That's a person that wants their cake and eat it too. Okay. And I think, me personally, and that is me, everybody got their own little thing. I used to watch Sister Wives. That it was a show. And you see what the outcome of that was. Okay. Because when it used one of you and many of them, everybody is not going to get equal time. We are not built that way. I'm telling you. I'm gonna like one of you better not like the other one. That one's feeling some type of way. You want me to be kumbaya with everybody. Then after, I mean, just that show. If you go and look at that show was mind blowing to me. After everything's said and done, and he's had these women in his life all that time, and they've given up their life and they've gone over him. Well, I really didn't like you that much anyway. I'm like, and okay.
You know what's funny? And she said, I can't stand the father on that show.
Yeah. He found his soulmate, and that was the last one. And he made it evident he wasn't attracted to this one. All of them served a purpose, I think, in his life to keep things rolling, okay, financially and things like that. I'm just gonna be totally honest, but that's that relationship. If you can share, I ain't sharing nothing like my man. You need to understand that. I'm not sharing. I'm a very generous person. I ain't sharing that. That's just the way that is. And if he feels like he needs to share himself with the world, hey.
This ain't where you need to be.
Okay. Share, have at it. Okay. Because that doesn't serve me. And yes, there's going to be plenty of jealousy there. They said it. We look at this reality stuff. These people are real. You can't help but be. You can't tell me. People are walking around here jealous of the neighbor across the street. They'll live with you. But then you got to share your husband and listen to him go to this room and that room or that house and that. No. But see,
hold on. And there's this new thing that I saw on 90 Day Fiance called a throuple.
Okay, I don't know. You better come over here and talk about that because I don't know about no throuples.
So the newest season of 90 Day Fiance, there's this dynamic called the throuple. And so basically it's two women and one male. And the woman, both women are bisexual. So they're all dating each other. And actually, isn't there something similar going on with like a couple of artists I've seen have like 4 girlfriends and they're all girlfriends together and all date him. And so it's weird. It's different. I'm not gonna say it's weird.
It seems to be the common denominator is he gets all of the cookies and the women. I'm just saying.
No, okay. So let me finish. So the throuple situation is interesting. I'm starting to learn more about the dynamic. So the wife actually wanted to live a bisexual life. She's from a country where that's kind of frowned upon. So she's with her husband. She loves her husband. She has a family with him. But she actually started the idea of this. And the interesting thing is you're gonna potentially like one person more than the other just because you vibe with a person more than the other. So
let me excuse you. I'm going to melt my butter. I have these nice little yummy giblets in here, so I'm going to use that. So continue about your throuple. Yeah. Okay. You want to know about jealousy?
So hold on. This is
watch these shows.
I stay in this show. I'm trying to tell you. But so the wife got jealous because their girlfriend was closer to her husband. she's willing to divorce her husband so that they can bring this other woman over to America and they can all live together. But apparently, so the girlfriend likes her husband more than she likes the girl, the wife. And so she's jealous of that. Now, originally they all had an agreement on this, but because she's not gravitating to, the girlfriend's not gravitating to her as much as she wants her to, now she's getting jealous of the husband and her relationship. I'm like, this is a dynamic that was possible. You knew that this was a possibility beforehand.
Listen, people, a theory is one thing. Reality is something else. Okay. I'm sorry. Now, a lot of this polygamy and stuff like that is supposedly based on religion. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going there with that. All I'm saying is this, okay? If you could have two, I should have two too. That's it. I bet you're not going to be hollering for that. I'm just saying. Now they kept the Sister Wives show on TV, the one about the sister, the husband, this brother husbands.
Oh, that's gone.
That came and went really fast. Okay. So I'm just saying. Okay.
Mom left a few messages. She said, "It seems selfish to me. If you can spread it around, then why can't I have another man?"
Exactly.
What's fair is fair.
Exactly. Then you want to throw some
polycules. Hold on, wait. Then she said, if you think that is messy, look up polycules. I'm on my way to Google.
Okay, you got her doing research here long. Okay. The bottom line is, don't put yourself in a situation to have jealousy rear its ugly head. Yeah. Okay. You get with somebody because supposedly you are there to be with that person. We don't go around saying, "Oh, I want to find my persons." Right. We say we want to find our person. Okay. So that is not plural. It is singular.
Oh my goodness. I just looked this up. This is even worse than the couple. So the polycule is essentially 3 or more people in a relationship. So you got to deal with all these different people's attitudes.
Oh, exactly.
Cycles.
Okay, so basically, you just married the village. You just married the village, and so basically, just call a spade a spade. You just call yourself a swinger, and you're trying to put a label on it. Yeah, you're a swinger. That's what you are.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Call a spade a spade.
And I can respect that if all parties involved really want that. But see, what I have noticed, and there may be some longevity and some successful couples that are into that life, and they will do it forever. They need to put them on TV because I haven't seen them yet. But I'm going to tell you like this. I don't know how. Because, okay, come on. You have to teach children how to share. They don't come out the womb sharing. They cute, but they are selfish. Okay? That is not even human nature.
Long down made another message said polycules also have certain times they are with their partner. If they go overtime, then it gets messy. So they got scheduled time with their heck no. Yeah. I'll deal with you at 10:30. You can have them at 5.
Well, I guess he has to have a rest period, yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Interesting.
I'm not trying to hear that noise, y'all.
Float your boat. But see, the thing is, everybody thinks they're into it until they're not. Okay, so I'm going to take a half a teaspoonful of these celery flakes. My butter has melted. I'm going to start throwing my vegetables in and getting them wilted down so we can get our sauce together and mix this all together. Yeah. Okay, so interesting conversation, Lone. You come in here and you be making all kinds of thought patterns happen. Okay, with your stuff, because I'm like, hey, that does, and so that's why Casey doesn't deal with jealousy, because Casey doesn't put those dynamics in her life. Okay, I don't put them in my life, so I don't have to deal with it. I think it comes down to knowing what you can handle, knowing yourself and what you're willing to deal with. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, it is. It most certainly
and
is.
Being honest with yourself about it.
So
that's another thing. I noticed sometimes, like a partner will allow their significant others to kind of coerce them or convince
I'm
them.
getting some of the veggies in, guys. I'm gonna put the onions and the peppers, not the mushrooms yet.
You hear me?
Yes, I heard you.
Yeah, like it's like a tendency to coerce them.
Yeah, sometimes people want to be with somebody so bad until they allow themselves to be convinced that what that person wants is what they want.
Right.
You know, or once he gets with me or she gets with me, I'll change her. She won't want all these people. You know, so it's like, yeah. I'm hip. This is what I want too. But I'm going to be such a good partner until they're not going to need anybody else but me. Honey, yeah. Or they convince you, there was a perfect example of that. It was a sister wife or something.
No, you didn't make it trashy, girl. You made it interesting. What you mean?
Hey, this is grown folks TV.
It's grown TV.
Okay. There was a situation on one of the sister wives shows, not the one we watch with the husband where they're married. Well, this woman had been married to her husband a lot of years. They had a kid. He decided he wants, because a higher power has told him that he needs to have a tribe of women. So he gets her to divorce him so he can bring this lady from another country over here. Well, the moral of the story is she divorced him. Now she gets nothing out of him. She's not going to be able to get any kind of alimony, nothing. And the lady that they wanted to come over here blew smoke at them, never came.
Wow.
So then now when it went off, because they haven't brought that show back, when it went off, he's around here still trying to find somebody online or whatever to come in. And she's just sitting there. She went along with it because he told her that was what God wanted. And the whole time she's crying, she's despondent. She's sitting in the divorce court, boo-hoo-hooing, lying for the reason so she can get out of this marriage so he can then go marry someone else. I'm not seeing where this is a fair deal. Okay. I'm not seeing where it's a fair deal. So I have my onions and my red bell pepper in here, and I'm going to turn the heat up on it so they can start cooking up a little. So I put it on a 7 because I want it to sizzle, y'all. Yes, I do. And now I'm going to take a pinch of each one of my herbs. Remember, I have Italian herbs, I have parsley, and I have basil. And a pinch is between your finger and your thumb, just like this. So I'm going to get this in here. A pinch is this. That's a pinch. I'm putting that in. And like I said, parsley, basil, and Italian seasonings.
Well, I'm sorry. I would not let him leave me high and dry. Nope. Check the deed to the house, lady. You're right. He would have had to write some kind of contract because that poor woman, oh my goodness. Yeah, post-nuptial. Yeah. Because now she has a child with him. He never said, oh, let's get back married now that the woman didn't want to come. He's just trying to find any old body. He really is trying to do this. Okay. Oh, is this an ongoing show?
No, you saw the show where he had the wife and the lady was.
I saw that. I'm saying, is there more?
No, they haven't come back on, and my top just went far away from here. The herbs been giving me issues today. Okay, went all on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to take. I'm just letting that do its little sizzle.
I see you.
Okay, and let me just get this all around there. Okay, so that's sizzling up really nicely. Let me get my top. Move this over here. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put my little screen on there. Okay, and clear off some of this stuff.
Now, I just want to backtrack and say to whomever that dynamic works for, awesome. There's no judgment or anything in that regard. I just know that I would not be able to handle that.
It's not the life for me.
That's not my
okay. It's not the life for me. It can be the life for, obviously it's the life for some people, or they still wouldn't be talking about it. Okay. So I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life, but I'm going to tell you what Casey going to do. And Casey is not sharing nada. With nothing. That way I don't have to be jealous. And I don't have to be Lorena Bobbitt either. Y'all read about it. Okay, read about her. Read about her. I don't have to be any of those things because I don't have to worry because, hey, this life, you know, in my relationship, we have the freedom of choice. Okay, I feel like if you don't make the choices that make you happy, okay, then that's on you, boo. Okay, because no one is holding any chains here. It's not a perfect vehicle. You constantly have to work at it. I think that jealousy is counterproductive. People feel it for whatever reasons. We live this life and we are not creatures of perfection. We have our baggage, we have our insecurities, and sometimes we have our justifications because we got people in our lives who really are not committed to what they said they wanted, which was a relationship. And when they no longer want a relationship, hey, this ain't doing it for me. Give me a choice in the matter. That is my biggest thing, not having a choice in the matter. If you want to be out there catting around, go ahead. But don't leave me in the dark and leave me vulnerable to the aftermath of your bad judgment. That is my issue right there. Do you? We can be friends, okay, after I get over hating on you, okay? However, okay, I would much prefer and respect you a whole lot more if you didn't sneak around and make me feel jealous or do things, because I'm gonna tell you like this, jealousy doesn't have to be a man, woman, or another human. A person can make you jealous just by lack of their interest in you and how you feel. And they seem to be so much more interested in other things and other people. Okay, not even people, but other things. Okay, so you can be jealous of someone's attention to something other than you. Okay, and like I said, I've seen it a lot. I've seen it destroy people. I've seen people just taking it and thinking, oh, he loves me. He loves me because he needs to know where I am every minute of the day. And if someone looks at me, which I have no control over someone looking at me, then you mad at me? Come on.
Now this conversation getting real nice and spicy, y'all. So I'm gonna need all of y'all to hit that like button and share with your friends.
Yes, please. I see 13 folks up in here, but I only see 5 likes. Y'all don't like what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, I'm just being real. Okay. Every situation does not fit everybody. However, on this here station that's why we're here. So we can have a melding of the minds. I learn from you, you learn from me, and we make decisions in a critical way as to how we're going to navigate our relationships. Okay, that's what it's about. So it's not about hating or bashing or anything else. Like I said, I don't have to live your life. You have to live your life. You don't have to live mine. However, everyone has an arena to have their viewpoints heard. So, and I'm just saying, for me, I don't indulge in jealousy. I got a whole lot of other things, a whole lot of other emotions that I can slap up on you. Okay, and we probably will talk about them. Okay, but today we're talking about this. I need to, and like I said, I understand when people feel jealous. I do not subscribe to the fact that jealousy is necessary in a relationship. I'm sorry. I don't see the necessity of it. If you can avoid having those feelings, why feel the negativity? Okay, I'm going to stir this. Okay, yes, that is getting that nice little, yes, wonderful, little char there. Let me take this down because I don't want to burn the stuff up.
Long said, preach, my only concern is my health if you catch my drift.
That is what I said. Exactly. Let me move this over because this is cooking way too fast. So let me get this other stuff in here. I'm going to put everything in, more of them. We'll put the chives in, but I'm not going to put in the mushrooms because the mushrooms kind of will disintegrate, and I want that to be the last thing that I do.
Bobo the love put up 3 red flags. Red flag.
Exactly. And like you said, worry about your health. And that, for me, that's where the cheating thing is really, it's all horrible, but it's a big thing for me the fact that you're not thinking enough about me not to put my health in jeopardy. If you crazy enough to put yours in jeopardy, that's fine. But hey, just a little human kindness. Think about the fact that you're hurting my health, maybe. So let's see, the garlic. That's what I need. Let me get my garlic out of the refrigerator because I can't have this meal without garlic. Okay. And we got some Cajun veggies over here because I'm running my mouth. But it's going to be okay. Okay, so I'm going to take, if I can shake it out. I use so much of this stuff, I have to buy it almost twice a week. Okay, so I'm going to put in a whole tablespoonful of garlic. I put this in last because I don't want the garlic to get scorched like its brothers. Okay. And I have to turn my stove back on because I told you when I move it off the stove, it'll stop cooking. So now I just put the garlic in here and I'm stirring it around my Cajun veggies. I'm just being real. They got a little Cajun over here, but it's gonna be all right. Don't do me. Okay, I think I'm gonna put another half a tablespoon of the garlic in there because it's just really gonna make it taste good. Okay, now that I got that in there, okay, get you all nice and that's gonna heat up and cook up. Get this over here to the side. So I'm gonna take my seasonings and I'm gonna get them over here and my cans here. Take those. Oh, can you give me some sour cream? Sour cream. I forgot. I need a little sour cream. Okay. All right. So take that down to a 4. I don't want it to be too much. Okay, I'm going to take this off and I'm just stirring. Get that garlic in there, heat it up. Okay, so remember we have the butter, we have those veggies in here. Okay, good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up these cans of the cream of chicken and herb. So each can is 10.5 ounces. I'm going to be using both cans. Okay, let me get that in here.
You think you're going to be able to fit all that in?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be able to do it all. I think we're going to find out. If not, we'll transfer. Okay, so let me just get this in here. Okay, come on. You're going to make me have to use a spoon. Okay, came right out nice and clean. Love it. Okay, so let me get this incorporated in here. Because, we're going to probably have to do a little bit of that. I know I'm definitely going to put some of that broth in there because that broth is fire. Yes. So I'm getting this. I got to
freeze it up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let me open up the other one. And see
if I have a question. This is
yes.
Food related. When they make chicken, this might be enough question. When they give you chicken broth in those boxes, is it like just chicken? They cook chicken and they took the juice off it and they put it in the box, or like how do you?
Well, it's supposed to be. I guess they stew chicken or whatever, and the stock from the fat and the skin or whatever, and then they should put some vegetables in there and just season it up. So I guess they do. Now I don't know how much chicken really goes into the canned stuff. I mean to the containers of the can, because you can see like the bone broth. You can really see. Let me turn this up just a bit. I'm gonna turn it up to 5. You can see some of the bone broth. You can actually see like the separation of the fat.
Right.
So that stuff has been in there or whatever. But don't give me the line.
I always wondered. Just curious.
That I really can't tell you because, hey, manufacturers do what manufacturers do. Okay. But anyhow, I'm going to let this start cooking just a little bit because right now I want this cream of chicken soup to kind of incorporate into these veggies that I have here. So I'm just stirring it. Just like that. Okay, let's get this over here. I'm going to put just a tad, about a tablespoonful of sour cream in this mix. So let me get it. And I mean like your tablespoonful at home. This one. Okay, and I'm going to put a nice heaping tablespoon, as you see, heaping. Okay, in here. Okay. And then I'm going to stir that in. Okay, just like that. Get that in there. All right. So I'm going to take this out one more because it's going slower than I wanted to do in this pan. I need to hurry up. This is going to be yum, yum, yummy. And as I'm cooking it and I'm smelling the smells, it's making my stomach rumble. So I need to eat. I got to hurry up. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting in some of my seasonings. So I'm doing my onion powder. Everything is going to be a half a teaspoonful because remember, in this house, we season in layers. So I'm not going to do a half a teaspoonful of the cayenne though. Quarter teaspoonful of the cayenne. If you want to use red pepper flakes, have at it. Okay, I'm doing a half a teaspoon of the black pepper. And I'm just seasoning up my sauce that I'm building, okay? And I'm going to get all of the seasonings that I had before. So I'm going to do the sazon. And I'm going to do that in a half a teaspoonful. And I'm not going to do this because I don't need to. I don't need to do the paprika. I need to do, where is it? Something else I need to do.
What are you looking for?
Look, y'all. Casey's blessing. Okay, I need to do that, and I'm just going to do that, and I'll just say a tablespoonful of Casey's blessing because, like I said, I love this because I can just use it and use it and use it, and I don't have to worry about it being too much. So I think I should have called this. I often hear people say, season it until your ancestors say to stop. Well, I think Casey's blessing is the answer to that because keep on using it. It won't hurt you. You don't have to measure it. You just look at it and say, I want this much. And that's a fact. Because I'm about to do it again. I'm about to hit me again.
Oh, Lone said they mostly use bones and whatever meat is on it.
Right.
But it depends on the company.
It depends on the company. So one company may put a lot of bones. One company may put a bone. And one company may put essence of a bone. Is that what you're saying? That makes sense. It definitely does. Okay. So all the stuff is incorporated. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get my chicken broth that I have from this morning. And it's so seasoned. You see the color of that? That's some good stuff. And I'm going to put that in here. Now you can use, the already prepared chicken broth, or if you, like I do, save a little and freeze it. So I'm going to do about a half a cup to start. Okay. And let's see, because I wanted to loosen up my little concoction I have here. The creamy concoction. Okay. So it's doing that, and it'll help smooth it out. Because you don't want any lumps in this piece. And if I need to add more, then I will add more. But for now, looking good.
I got a few more messages.
Okay.
They said some of them use a whole chicken or offcuts.
Yeah.
Swanson uses bones and offcuts as far as I was told.
Uh-huh. That sounds good. Yeah. That sounds about right. And so that lets you know if you have, some chicken backs or whatever, some bone, even once you've baked the chicken or something like that, or even a turkey, you can use those bones to make some broth.
So wouldn't that?
Okay, I'm putting a little bit more in here.
Wouldn't that then be considered bone broth then?
It would, I guess. Yeah, because the bones is in there. That's all it really is. So if that is bone broth, right, then what is the regular broth?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm feeling like they took the meat, since they added meat to it. That's what makes it chicken broth. If it were just the bone, then it would be the bone broth.
I don't know, but you have your phone right there. Look it up.
That's you right.
Okay, I'm gonna put some more because I want enough. So I'm doing about 2 cups of this broth. Now, see, I'm going to be putting some other thickeners in here, and I want it to have a nice creaminess, but I do want it to be fluid enough so it can spread over our pasta. And so, yeah, making a nice little sauce here, and I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to do another 2.5. I'm going to end up using all of my broth. Y'all know this, right?
Oh, can I read to you?
Yes, go ahead.
It says the main difference between chicken broth and bone broth lies in their preparation, specifically the ingredients and simmering time. Chicken broth is typically made by simmering chicken meat and vegetables, while bone broth is made by simmering chicken bones.
Okay.
With or without meat.
Okay,
for a
gotcha.
much longer time.
Yeah, so I figured it was more bone action. So they just do the bones only, and they don't add any like celery or onion or anything in there.
And they cook it for longer times, I guess, to extract all the minerals from the
Right. Okay, so really, they shouldn't be selling bone broth for more money than regular chicken broth because you're getting more ingredients.
Right.
But
however, hold on. So if you think about it, bone broth is more.
I'm taking it down a little, guys.
You hear me?
You said what?
Is more nutritious because it has like the proteins and all the stuff that the bones have.
Well, yeah, I got you. It is more nutritious. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my bacon because see, this is looking good. Look at that. Okay, this is great. So what I'm going to do is, no, I'm not going to take my bacon. I'm going to take my cream and I'm going to take my Parmesan cheese. I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese and I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of this heavy whipping cream. So let me get this open. Okay, put that over here. And so this is about a 1/2 cup just here. So let me get this in here. I'm going to sprinkle this in here. And maybe I'll do a whole cup. Why not? And I'm going to put that in there in my little mixture. And I'm going to stir. Just like that.
Oh, Mom said if you bake the chicken first, then it will reduce the amount of greasiness in the broth.
Yep.
Okay.
That makes sense. Okay, so now I'm going to put my 1/4 cup of cream, heavy whipping cream. So just a little. Just like that. Okay. And stir it. Incorporate it into my mixture. Shoot, I can just eat the broth. This little mixture here, this little creamy thing looks like a nice little cream of something.
It looks like soup. Yummy.
Yeah, it's yummy, hyped up, yummy soup. There's a hyped up, yummy soup, right? Okay, so now I've got this stirred in, and I don't know if you can see from there. I don't want to take it off the stove, but I stirred everything in. Okay, let me see. That's the whole purpose of this exercise.
You might want to bring it a little.
I'm going to bring you a little closer, but I'm trying to bring you closer without disconnection. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but this is, you want your sauce to be like that.
How long is that? I'll eat the bread.
Okay, I know, right? Just sop it up, right? Just sop it up. Okay, so now we have this wonderful sauce. And I'm going to take this bacon. Whoop, almost lost the top. That wouldn't have been pretty because I like this top. Do you know that they will sell you a skillet with no top and you have to buy the top?
That's crazy.
Yes, they will. They will sell you a skillet with no top. And you have, because my newest set of pots, I had to purchase a couple of extra skillets because I wanted some bigger skillets. And I here to tell you, they did not come with a top. I had to buy the top. Okay, so my bacon looks really good, and I'm going to take this bacon fat that's going in there too, all of it. So I'm putting my bacon in along with the bacon fat. And like I said, you can omit the bacon if you don't do the pork thing, or you can use turkey bacon. You can do all that. So I'm going to get this over here out of my way. Okay, and let me stir in my bacon. Just like that. Oh yeah. That's gonna be some good eating, y'all. Let me tell you. And I'm not jealous of anyone who didn't come up with this, or envious of anyone who didn't come up with this recipe like I did. And I hope you're not jealous of me while I eat it because it's going to be delicious. Hey, y'all need to cook. I keep telling. Oh boy. But the moral of the story is, like I said, okay. I think I'm going to put just a little bit of salt. The moral of the story is this. A healthy dose of self-esteem goes a long way. Okay, I'm just saying. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little tad of salt, just a little bit in there. And I'm going to do just a little bit more of my blessings. And I think we'll be perfect. Oh, and I can't leave anything without doing a squirt of Splenda. 2 squirts of Splenda. And put it in there. And like I said, I think, adding a little sweetness to things is just that's a soul food cook. We do sweet. And I do like to cook soul food, but this is not. I just put my soul in the food that I'm cooking. Okay, that's how that works. Okay, so now I'm going to hit it with my mushrooms. Put all my mushrooms in there. And like I said, like you said, Long, shoot, I can just eat this just like this. I don't have to have the chicken. I really don't.
Now, hold on now. Question. How keto is this? Before we put noodles in it. Is it pretty keto?
Well, no, because the cream of chicken soup it can be lower carb food. The cream of chicken soup does have carb content.
Oh, but it's very low. It's only 9 carbs.
Yeah, it's 9 carbs, and then you talk about serving sizes. So yeah, it could be without the noodles, or if you got those noodles like what I got up in the cabinet there, that are the no carb noodles, you can do that.
Yeah.
But it's all about portion too, portion control. Okay.
You put some vegetables on the side.
You can actually add some veggies to this too. You can add some broccoli to this. You can do a little bit of spinach in it. If you chop it, I would chop mine up. I wouldn't just.
Lowe's poking a little fun. She said, "No one likes a gloater. Casey's gloating about her cooking."
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, Missy. And you and all. I have smoked this and smoked that and smoked this. I remember last week. I'm just sitting here eating all my good old smoke. I'm like,
Well, at least we know it's not jealousy.
yeah. Yes. Yeah. And you didn't mail me.
Oh, she said, "Hey, if the shoe fits."
Yeah. You didn't mail me any of that smoke goodness that you're smoking. Okay, so yes. I'm like, maybe this will promote you guys to cook it, because I'm like, you just like to see me up here looking like a nut, okay? And I'm like, sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I need for you to cook this stuff so you can come back and say, "Hey, Casey, it was a good recipe. I think it's good, hey." So live vicariously.
She said I can't buy dry ice. That's why she can't finish.
Okay. So you
Get a pass.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more of the chicken broth in here because it's really thick, and I want it to be just a little thinner. So another little tad, a 1/4 cup of the chicken broth. Boy, this is gonna be some flavorful stuff.
Oh yeah.
So all I'm doing now, I'm gonna let the mushrooms kind of cook just a little bit, okay, and then I'm gonna throw this chicken over in here, y'all, and then it's a party. It's going to be a party in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And while we wait for that, then we can tidy up this place. Okay. That's what we can do. All right. Let me get the hands all wiped off here. So what do you guys think? After all this talk about jealousy and all those good things like that, do you think that it's really necessary in a relationship? Do you think that it has to be in a relationship? Do you want it in your relationship? Talk to me.
I honestly say if you can avoid it, don't do it. It causes more problems than it's worth.
I'm not going to subscribe to, it's in every relationship. I don't think so. I think it has to do with the person and their level of security. I really do. And like I said, That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I mean, I guess that's fair. Now that I think about it, that's fair. Because if you really truly believe that you are valuable, then you're not gonna feel like, oh, I'm gonna lose this person.
Exactly.
You know, you're the prize. You're the prize.
Exactly. If you look at yourself as a prize, and he looks or she looks at herself as a prize, those thought patterns should not be the first thing in your relationship thought process. That's what I'm saying. You don't go into a relationship, like I said before. If you go into a relationship with an escape clause, why bother? A relationship is just like going to a casino, okay? It's a crapshoot. But you can wait and make it lean more towards your favor by what you put into it. It's a process of work. You just can't do it and expect it to do it to blossom itself. Okay? It will wither and die. Yeah, oh yeah, it will. So if you go into this relationship with all this, oh, I'm walking down the aisle and I wonder if he will leave me. If someone looks at him that looks a little better than me, man, let me tell you something. That's too much like work. I can be by myself and worry. For real. So I am saying to anybody who has those kind of feelings, I'm not going to say, and don't get all bent out of shape because it's called insecurity. Because, hey, you call it, if it's an egg, you call it an egg. Okay? But what you do is don't get bent out of shape. Fix it. Okay? Look in that mirror and say that you are enough. Enough. And if you're not enough for that person, then you find somebody that you're enough for.
That's it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's about it. You know, we always are trying to fit round or square pegs into round holes. Okay. When it's that hard for you, then how many sirens? I'm not going to say red flags. Some of us have sirens ringing in our faces. We be on 5-alarm fire looking at our coattails. We burning from the bottom and we still sitting here like, oh, okay. There's enough people to go around here. Trust me. Okay. Like I said, with the breakup rate and divorce rate as high as it is here, honey, you just take your pick. So you do not have to feel these negative feelings. You got enough things, like I said, to feel negative about. You were saying, beautiful sister?
I was reading the comments. E.T. said, I really like the what you'll learn part of the description.
Yeah, so do I. That's why I wrote it. That's why I wrote it. Okay, yeah, and thank you for that. Let me turn this off because I just turned my oven on. Okay, so I'm gonna check my mushrooms and then I can put my chicken in.
Ooh, and okay, so Lone responded, said jealousy is a weed that I won't plant. I always ask people why they count the years they've been married. I ask them if they're counting down or up.
Yeah, for real. Hey, yeah. Hey, let me tell you something. That depends on how big the insurance policy is. You know what? You're a hot mess, Lo. You are a hot mess. Okay? Then you are a hot mess. Yeah, you're right. No, I think, people, and that's why I'll say like 40-ish and I won't go through all of the years because after a while, it don't really matter to me. It really doesn't. I don't sit here and think. I just know that it's been forever, ever. Okay. So, and for yeah, so it may be the final countdown for some people because it depends on you. That's a thought. It depends on your perspective. True. It could be the countdown until I'm free as a bird. I have all that insurance money that we've been saving or whatever, I'll get you a nice little plot over there by the tree in the backyard, whatever. Or it could be, hey, look what we've accomplished together. And so I choose to look at the positive side of it. Look how much we've done, how much we've grown. Look back there and see where we came from. We were there and now we're here. and then we still have so much to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to keep it on a positive note. But honey, in the back of my mind, maybe I better go and check the financials. Anyway.
Lo said her anniversary was yesterday.
Happy anniversary, Lo! How much stuff did you smoke? Did you make a leg of lamb? What you do? What you do? Tell me. Come on, brag it up. Brag it up.
Oh, ET left us another message. I think just like relationships have peaks and valleys, feelings of insecurity will happen. I think it's more important how your partner and you work through the issue, and that it isn't too often.
Yeah, I can understand that because, like I said, every relationship is different. I personally do not subscribe to the jealousy part. I really don't. I don't think that every relationship has that. It depends on the people that are involved in a relationship. But if you do have those things going on, or those different dynamics, favorite word, okay, then yes, how you work through it. Communication is key. Don't hold it in because it just festers, and things that fester eventually rot and die. So if that is your story, which everyone has their own, okay, then yes, working through it in a civilized and a thoughtful way if you want to stay with each other. Like I said, I haven't taken a poll, and maybe you guys can tell me, everybody who's watching and who will watch, leave it in the comments. How many of you feel that relationships need some sort of jealousy factor, or that all relationships have them, or does yours, or does it not? I don't feel it.
You know, I have a good question too.
Yes.
Do you feel like a lack of jealousy in your relationship means that your partner doesn't value you as much?
I don't believe that.
No, well, not you specifically, but I'm just.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that, because then you're flipping that around. That means the only way they can show value is to show jealousy.
Right.
And if you think that is why how does someone proves they love you by being jealous?
Like they equate that to, do they care about you?
Okay, no, because I think,
do they worry
right,
about losing you?
Right. And why worry about that if you're doing what you need to do? If you are satisfying me and I'm satisfying you, why is that worry there? If I'm constantly working this relationship every day, okay, and not just when I feel like it'll put you on a shelf and then take you off and on. If I'm doing, it's just like at a job. If I'm putting my 150 in, and I'm not gonna sit and worry every day somebody gonna fire me, because I'm like this. If they fire me, it's their loss.
Right. That's true.
You know.
That's true.
So I can't. I'm not gonna subscribe to that. I'm not. But that's just me. Okay, guys, it's chicken time. Chicken time. We're gonna put the chicken in.
Oh, so Lo responded to your question about what she had. She said they went out for seafood and did not cook.
Okay.
Whoops, switch it up for you.
And you're in New Orleans, so they got some good seafood down there.
Oh, and Lone said also, some people are messed up and don't think they are loved unless you are jealous. So yeah,
exactly. I'm sorry. I can't think that way. I can't think that way. Hence is why, like I said, a lot of relationship channels or shows or whatever, and mine is a combination, because I feel food is love, and you can have some really deep conversations over a good meal. But a lot of conversations are based on a lot of negative aspects, the narcissist and this, that, and the other. And yet we got all that out there. But we got some other things we need to talk about too. So I don't base my shows on all of that sensationalism. I think about real things, that real people that I know, I've experienced, or that I know, and that I meet, and I see the dynamics. And yes, you may have all of those things, but there's so many other things that make relationships wonderful and complex. Yes, it does. Okay, so I got my chicken in, and beautiful sister may be right. I may have needed a deeper pot, because with all this stuff, I'm going to be very intentional stirring, because at this point, all you're doing is kind of putting your chicken in here and letting it get those lovely, tasty creaminess and all the yum. I can't even, all the yum. Okay, all the yum. All the yums. So beautiful sister, if you can grab some plates.
Yep.
after I finish stirring this up, we can plate this puppy up. Yes, we can. And like I said, you can put some veggies in here and just have a full, well-rounded meal. You know, you have your carbs, you have your vegetables, and you have your protein. Yeah, that right there looks something beautiful.
Oh, how many plates? 3, 4.
And 4. Yes. Okay. That looks really good. But see, it's gonna go down in a minute because when I start plating up the food, then you know it's gonna go down. I didn't realize I made this much.
After you said 2 cans, I was like,
No, see, I already know that this is gonna be so good. We always don't make enough, and then we don't have some for another time.
Oh, yeah, it's going to disappear.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about that.
So, yeah, let me get that in here. All right. Now, if you want, you can make your chicken in smaller pieces, but I just wanted to have some big old pieces of chicken here. Big old pieces of chicken. Okay, so that's wonderful. It's all covered. Every piece is all submerged in this sauce. And let me get my top.
Should I call the grill master?
Yeah, you can say grill master. I'm about to say sweet. Okay. So I've already, and I'll just tell you ahead of time, I have cooked up my linguine. And I've had it over here. And it is, kind of sitting in here. And so let me take it. And it's very long. Okay. And yeah. So let me just get that like that. And this like that. Okay. So I'm going to start getting these plates together. I wanted to get fancy today, y'all. I usually break it so it's not so long, but I didn't do that today. And yeah, so let's get a little bit on this plate. Get that over there. Okay, just get a little here.
Oh, wait, hold on, Nabby. I'm not certain that grill master's participating. I think he's tired from the day.
Okay, if he needs to come down, just taste a little bit.
Okay, yes, but go.
Tell him just a little bit. We missed them earlier. We can't have him. They are calling for the grill master. Calling for the grill master.
Grill master.
Yes, okay.
Grill master. Grill master.
Yeah, just tell him to come on and taste it. I saw him peek in, and that's that. So just a teeny. I won't give him a lot, just a teeny time. He's tired because he's worked all day today, and he will be working tomorrow. So he's tired. I know. All right, so let me get this and put this over here. And I need to get me I want to get a nice ladle. That's what I'll do. Get a nice little ladle. Let's see my ladle over here. I don't see my ladle. My ladle. It's not here. It is here, but it's way back there. Okay, so.
I will go ahead and grab that for you.
I know I have a ladle here. I don't have to go there. Okay, I have a ladle here. Okay, and my dishwasher. Okay, so. I'm going to turn this off now.
And let him go. Wait for him to arrive.
Okay, and I'm going to try to get some of this nice little sauce here. I'm just going to put up a little bit for him. Okay, just there on the top, just like that. Oh, yeah. That gravy is doing this thing. That sauce, I'm going to put a lot of sauce on there. Yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to get that. And just let me get a little bit, and she cleaned up everything. She sure did, and she put my parsley away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you know what I have to do with the parsley.
Decoration.
I just have to sprinkle a little on there. on that
Oh,
plate.
you know, Lone said, you know what would be good in that? Some green peas.
Yeah, green peas. Yeah, like I said,
very
you can
tasty.
put your veggies in there.
He's on the way.
Okay, good. Is he coming?
Yes, he's on the way.
Okay, there you go. All right. So let you see what I got here. Okay, this is what we have. Let me put it down so it can permeate all up in you. See, can you smell it? This is what we're getting. Yes. So let me give the grill master his, and then he can have his reaction, and he go sleep. Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty plate.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm tired.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so there you go.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me get everybody else ready. Here.
Mm.
Let me turn this off.
Well, this looks delicious, though, darling. I'm glad you ain't let me sleep on this.
Well, see, I knew, and then you'd be like, "Why you let me sleep?" Okay, so
Huff and miss out, because somebody will eat it for you.
I know it'll be gone away from here, gone away from here.
Say what?
Away from here.
Yes. Here, Corey, come get yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Woo, Lord. That's
Oh,
a
it looks
pumpkin
good.
plate right there.
Oh, man, it smells good.
Oh boy, that sauce is kicking.
Oh,
I think the other forks are in the dishwasher.
all right.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of that on here. Okay, let me get it for you because I know you don't like plastic. Okay.
I
So
appreciate it. Thank you.
here, get your fork.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man, honey, this is banging.
You like it?
Oh, my God.
Okay, here's Corey's stuff.
Mm,
Okay, let me get that because I like plastic. Okay.
mm, mm, mm.
That looks
Wow.
amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Now you have nothing. No one has anything to be jealous about this now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh my God.
find me a child after the smack.
It's not children you smack.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Smack the mama.
Okay, you smack the mamas. You don't smack the children. Okay, beautiful assistant. Here you go.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a plate.
that is good. That is
Mhm.
That's a bacon right
That's good.
Okay, and I'm gonna give me a little.
That looks
Mm.
delicious.
I'm just gonna pour that on here.
So,
Did you tell him what it tastes like?
No, he just said, "Oh
All
my
right, so
goodness."
slap out, you got staff people.
First of all, I'm gonna have to
Can you
do.
see? Can you
You give him a double take.
So let me
There we go.
get on level real quick.
Oh, here's a
So-
fork. Here's a fork for
I have
you.
a fork.
Oh, okay.
He gave me one.
So first of all, texture is amazing.
Mm.
The sauce is nice and creamy.
Oh,
Like oh my goodness, the way that the flavor just kind of like melts in your mouth. It's so amazing.
it clings to these noodles.
The sauce clings to the noodles. You see this?
Look how long the noodle is, right?
That's amazing. This right here, winner.
that's fantastic. That is
Winner.
delicious.
Wow.
Oh boy,
Thank
that
you,
is, that is
sister.
tasty.
That is good. That's good.
That's really tasty. I can't even describe.
It's just so the flavors just burst in your mouth. It's just as soon as you eat it, you just smile because it's so warm and tasty, and it just slides down your throat. It's just like, yay, happy dance, woo. And then
Okay, I'm loving these descriptions, y'all.
we're so good. And then the flavor with the mushrooms and stuff, the textures of the different vegetables, everything. Still, you can taste each ingredient. It's not like after cooking the vegetables, they didn't disappear into the mixture. You still taste every ingredient.
And that's why it's important to put the vegetables that cook the fastest, the slowest, you put them first. I put them in stages because you want to have some people do. I like to have some of the texture when I'm having a meal like this. So I'm going to try mine and see. I want y'all to see how that sauce is just, and I got a piece of chicken. So let me do this.
Like a soup.
This is good. I I've been saying that a lot lately. This is good. Oh. And then it's a, well, they think everything I cook is good. Anyway, it has just a little heat. You can do more heat or less or none. This is fantastic, man. Y'all need to stop. Don't sleep on it. You guys out there in TV land, don't sleep on it. Hit that like button. Let me know that you like it. Okay, hit that like button. Oh, wow.
It's $34.99 with a side of a salad and
Hey.
And some herb breadsticks.
Oh.
Hey. Okay. Let me get a piece of. I need a paper towel to wipe my mouth. Oh, this is so good. Oh wow. This is good. Oh my goodness. I've enjoyed these meals today. Between my gourmet chicken salad. Don't be telling me nothing about chicken. Chicken does its thing. Okay.
Long said, find hints of I'm shoving this in my mouth.
Side salad and garlic bread.
Lone said, find hints of I'm shoving this in my mouth and acting as though I'm in my tongue. That's right. That's a perfect description.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, this man. Y'all got to try these recipes. I mean, it just takes you to a different place. You know, it's the same kind of meats and things like that. But these sauces, and it's all about the flavor. I'm telling you. You forget, hey, I just had chicken yesterday. I'll have chicken or whatever. It tastes like a different meal. You can actually take this, though, and adapt it, put some seafood in here. That's another thing.
I was just about to say
so
that,
it will be delicious. Anyhow, I had a good time talking about this topic. Y'all know how I feel. Okay. Like I said, relationships are just like anything else. If it's worth having, it's worth working for. I don't subscribe to jealousy being a part of a relationship. I don't think it's a necessity. If it is, then you need to work on it, because we got so many things in relationships that can supersede this or make it better or whatever the case may be. Okay, so hey, don't fall into that if you don't have to. I wish for everyone, like I said, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're thinking about getting in one, whether, like I said, you're in a relationship with yourself and getting your life right, I hope that you all find your rhythm and dance. And I hope you like this live. If you do, show me some love. Show me some love. Where is the love? Where is the love? Because I love all of y'all. Yes, I do. Show me the love. In any case, you know what I wish you. I'm going to wish you some love. All over the place. Just sprinkle it all over you. Yeah. Some peace and happiness. Okay. We're going to do this again next week. We're going to have another controversial topic. Yes, I'm going to go real deep on you next week. I'm going to shock y'all. I want y'all to try this. This is so good. So delicious. You cook stuff like this and you invite people over, they'll be like, ooh, child, where the heck you been? What culinary place have you been? It's delicious. Okay. I'm going to see y'all next week. Yes, I am. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, family. Mwah.